Alrighty, welcome back to Let's Play Bioshock. So now we've made it to the Smuggler's hideout, which is essentially a little mini level, and we won't be here for too much longer, so... But we got some important plot stuff to get out of the way here, so this place is loaded with crates from, well, the smugglers obviously, and they all contain alcohol, so they're not really much use to us right now, but if we had that certain tonic that I mentioned before, it could be useful. There's a rather appropriately placed gene bank here. If you had adjusted your setup at all during the fight with Peach, you could now switch it back. But, yeah, basically just going to be walking through here with no enemies for the time being. There is a turret up here, which I will take the liberty of hacking and researching if I can. And there's also a couple audio diaries over here. But, other than that, not really that much to this level. Last night I went and downloaded a demo for the Mac version of the game and played with that for a little while. And I noticed that one of the major differences was that you could change the settings on the audio so the diaries sound a lot more clear and you can hear the voices a lot better. And that's something that's a permanent change in Bioshock 2, even on the console versions, is the voices of the characters in the audio diaries come through a lot more clear and loud. But I like the fact that they're so, distorted on this version purely because it just adds the extra level of authenticity and doesn't exaggerate the technology that they had at the time. So, oh, I missed that first aid kit there. But, yeah, it's like they're not going to have audio tape recorders back in the day that are able to record at that quality. So, with Bioshock 2 being in the future, a couple of years in the future, it's more excusable. So I guess this is where the sub is that Atlas's family is in. So when we flip that switch there, he'll be able to come in and release them. But before I do that, I want to go over here and pick up an audio diary that it will be much more difficult for me to pick up after I flip the switch, so that's why I want to get it now. And it has some plot significance as well. It's also the first time we get to hear Fontaine's voice. And hopefully the last.
That crowd scientist. She's damaged goods, alright. Just like all those chumps they scraped out of them prison camps. But she's no crackpot. She's gonna make me the kind of scratch that'll have Ryan look like he's running a paper route. She just needs some supplies to get the ball rolling, and a friend to watch her back.
So, I mean, that does kind of put some doubt on your trust with Tenenbaum, as the fact that essentially she was in league with Fontaine to get her operation moving. So, but we really don't have any allies here at the moment except for Atlas, and he's the only one who doesn't want to kill us. So I suppose we should trust him. There he is. Speaking of which. Yeah, we're kind of trapped up here in the moment. Yeah, just do your best.
So dark. If only your friend could look up and see. Maybe. If only you could do something.
Oh, crap.
Except, just stand here and watch him die.
Okay, so the door's open and we gotta get the hell out of here. So now we're gonna be attacked by a lot of splicers, so I'm gonna go ahead and equip the newly upgraded shotgun. That's what I got from the Gatherer's Garden, not the Gatherer's Garden, the Power of the People Station. I upgraded the damage on the shotgun, and that will make it obscenely powerful, giving it the ability to pretty much one-shot any kind of splicer around here. There's other upgrades that might be more useful to get sooner, but I just wanted to abuse this one. This is usually the one I get every time I play through the game, so it'll also make it our primary weapon for taking down Big Daddies as well, which is the main reason why you want to get that. But you can pretty much get the hell happened?
You ooze in like an assassin, and then you try to sneak out like a thief. You're no CIA spook. Who are you? Why have you come here? There's two ways to deal with a mystery. Uncover it, or eliminate it.
Well, that didn't go so well.
Get out! Get out and get to Arcadia! Jesus Christ!
The Irish.
Okay, what are we gonna do now? His family's dead, so what's our motivation gonna be now?
How do I know that fat fuck isn't Fontaine?
Anyway, like I was saying, you could pretty much get any of those upgrades with power to the people stations in any particular order. There's only a handful that I want to prioritize. But like I said, I will be getting all of those machines.
Even down here, any idiot can see which way the wind is blowing.
So now we move on to Arcadia. This is honestly my least favorite level in the game. And it's also quite a long one, but it has a very welcome change in scenery and helps the atmosphere.
Moira. Patrick. Ain't that just like Ryan? Waits until we're almost out and then he pulls the string. We'll find the bastard. We'll find him and we'll tear his heart out.
Now, I love that about this game's plot, that they immediately give you a motivation, again, right after you lose the other one. So now I guess our only motivation is to take down Ryan. Sounds as good as anything else, so we can get into this room by igniting the other torch there, because that somehow opens the door. And you might remember these objects we're getting right here. You might remember we got some of them on the entrance on the way in here. These are called components, and I'll explain what they do when we find the machine that goes to them. It's a new gameplay mechanic, but they just kind of appeared out of nowhere in that tunnel there, so I don't know why they didn't, give us the explanation then, but it was kind of a key story moment now. I want to say I can interact with these things somehow. Well, I want to say I can get in there and get an item, but I can't remember how to do it. Let me mess around with it for a minute. If I can, it's probably nothing critical in there, so it's not really a big deal. Yeah. Oh well. Yeah, I guess I was thinking there's an audio diary in here somewhere. Oh well. Yeah, we got a canister of liquid nitrogen as well in that room. I'll be explaining what that does here in a little while. But yeah, so Arcadia is a forest type environment. It's got woods everywhere. It's got artificially planted trees, and it's basically the source of all the oxygen down here, I would assume.
Ryan tells me it's a side effect of this plasmid business. One poor sod's memory is getting passed on to another through genetic sampling.
Yeah, that's another thing that I said they were going to explain that may seem strange about this game, but they do actually explain it, is the whole fact we're seeing ghosts thing.
Ain't life in Rapture grand?
But the reason that I don't like this level is mainly just because the plot was really getting going there with that last level, and now it's just kind of taking a coffee break, so yeah, kind of a low point in the story right here. It only gets better from here though, trust me. But I've known, I have several other people who've played this game and they've stopped playing it here in this level. This level just kind of killed it for them, so I really don't want that to be the case with anyone who's watching along, because after this level the game gets immediately tremendously better. I mean, it's already good up until this point, but after this level we'll have all the gameplay mechanics implemented and all but one of the weapons acquired, so... Hey, what was that? Oh, he's gone. Well, over here there's a grenade launcher and some extra frags for us. Yeah, just follow the quest arrow at this point.
Hey, over here!
There's that guy again. Huh, where'd he go? Holy crap! Alrighty, introducing a new enemy type, the Houdini Splicers. These guys have the ability to turn invisible and teleport around everywhere, and they are really, really nasty. They are so heavily spliced that they have access to multiple different plasmid abilities. And like I said, they're pretty nasty and pretty powerful. So the most annoying thing about them is they just don't stay in one frickin' place. They always teleport around like that. This initial one right here is a fixed spawn, and he'll teleport around until you finally get up here where he actually wants to fight you. And he will throw fireballs at you. He has the incinerate plasmid, and that's what he does with it, is he just tosses fireballs at you. That's basically his only attack. But it's still pretty powerful, and it can obviously ignite things around you. But the nice thing is you can pick up his fireballs and throw them back at him with the telekinesis. It doesn't do an enormous amount of damage. You can only catch him one at a time. But this is the enemy I was talking about. You definitely want to research if you're going to prioritize research on certain enemies. You definitely want to get it on him, because we'll have the ability to turn invisible once we acquire one of the tonics that he gives us from research, so we definitely want to take advantage of that. I'll explain more about how that works when we actually get it, but it's not quite as broken as it sounds. It's not like the camo in Deus Ex 3, for instance, to make another analogy to that game. But yeah, we definitely want. They're not as tough physically as the Spider Splicers are, at least not right now. But they will become very common later on as some of the tougher enemies as the enemies scale in difficulty. So this is kind of a nasty spot for that to get ignited right there, because there's always a leadhead splicer up there, and they usually will try to ignite that, but usually I don't get caught up in it. So. Oh, the subtitles got locked up again. I hate it when that happens, because now I can't tell what's going on. Well, I can, but, you know, it's just... I'd like to actually be able to read the subtitles to hear what they're saying while I'm talking over them. This room, there's a turret here. You definitely want to hack that, because it oversees the floor below it, so if there's an enemy down there below it, then it'll be able to attack that as well, so it covers basically 2 rooms at once. And I'm not researching these guys. I need to get back on that. These little grate things on the walls here, they're kind of hard to notice. But, oh, that's really cool how the steam comes out of the augmentation there on the shotgun. But there's these little holes in the wall there that you can climb through, and sometimes they're hard to notice. But there's a safe in here, so I might as well go ahead and auto hack that. And don't really pay attention to the kind of components you're picking up right now. Just pick up as many as you can, and I'll explain what they do when we actually get to the appropriate machine. This room has trap bolts set up. These are basically an electric tripwire. And if you walk in and they electrocute you, and they do an enormous amount of damage, so obviously we don't want to do that. But you can pick up something with the telekinesis, and that will trip it for you, or you can pick up the bolt itself and launch it into a different wall, and therefore redirect the where the wire is pointing. So that's a good way of getting around that. You can also stick it into enemies that are in the room as well, although there usually isn't enemies in the room that those tripwires are in. But we'll be seeing more of those later on. And get my camera back out. The Thuggish Splicers kind of took a coffee break for a little while there too, so now we're going to get to research them a little bit more. So there's that turret up there, sitting pretty like I said it would be. So yeah, the layout of this level can be a little bit confusing compared to Neptune's Bounty. It's also much larger than Neptune's Bounty, and as a result, much longer. Okay, so there's the new machine right over there. It's called a U-Invent, and I'm going to go ahead and hack it and show the hack on screen because it's a new machine. And it gives us a little sample there of the kind of items that it can craft, which are some anti-personnel pistol rounds there. But I'm going to explain all the things you can craft from it in the next video, as well as I'll just go into more detail about how it works in the next video, essentially, because I'll be able to show you how to get all that stuff.